Okay, good morning, grade 9. Today we will learn about accounting. Still with me, Miss Mega. So the topic for today is about control account. Remember, this is the topic that we will have for quiz 7. So the review for today is discussing about review again about the control account, but we are reviewing them in terms of question. So please keep it in mind. Our question for quiz 7 is about 15 questions. That's why for today I will just give some example that have similarity to our next quiz. So please be concentrate. I did. Okay, the control account. We start from the question number 1. So keep in mind control account. This is the account that we will use to make the account that can be divided into two. The first one is the sales ledger control account, and the second one is the purchase ledger control account. Okay, we start from the work example 1. Jessica, sole traders, prepare control account to monitor her sales and purchase ledger. What will appear in the Jessica sales ledger control account? So there are like two kind of control account. The first one is the sales, and the second one is the purchase. Remember, sales ledger control account. This is the account that put all of the transactions that have effect into the all the total of our trade receivable. So not one by one, but all the total. So they do have many kind of transaction that effect whether put on the debit side and also on the credit side. And here there are many kinds, so we must choose. So the better answer is D, written inward. Please keep in mind, written inward have the same meaning with the sales written. So sales written can evac our sales ledger control account. If we see in here from the ledger, sales ledger control account, they do have increase on the debit side and also decrease on the credit side. So the increase on debit side, so the normal account, the normal balance is on the debit side. So what items, so what transaction that can increase our sales ledger control account? One of them is the credit sales. So if we do have many, the total of our credit sales can increase our trade receivable. What can decrease our trade receivable? Of course, when there is like written inward or sales written, that could be decrease our trade receivable and also discount a lot, and also when the customer pay the debt, so it will be decrease our trade receivable. That's why the correct answer is D, written inward or credit sales. So what about written outward? Written outward have the same meaning with the credit with the purchase written. Okay, that's for number 1. We go to the work example 2. Look at the information in the table. Which of the source shown is incorrect? So we must classify from this all of the source that incorrect, whether from the entries or from the source entry. So I think we can start from the source of entry. This is the all of entries that could be evac our sales ledger control account. So the source of entry, the first one is BAL/BD, is the list of trade receivable balance prepared at the end of the previous accounting period. So it is right, the BAL/BD is the list of trade receivable. So number A is right. We go to the number B, bank. Bank is the total check received from customers taken from the debit side of the cash book or bank column. So keep in mind the set of the cash book. Cash book, debit side is receive and the credit side is payment. Receive is we got it from the customer. So B is right because receive from customer that could be decrease our trade receivable or our sales ledger control account. So sales ledger control account have relation to the credit sales and also sales return and so on. Okay, we go to the C, cash. Source of entry, total cash received from suppliers taken from debit side of the cash book or the cash column. So total receipt is not from Keep in mind this is from supplier, so there is no relation, I think, from sales ledger to the supplier. So it is the right answer. The source that incorrect is C. So what about D? D is the total credit sales from the sales journal. So please remember, the transaction sales ledger control account is used in order to make sure that the total of our sales journal is right. So sales journal is contain the transaction that we are sales on credit. So it's only on credit. That's why D is right. So the correct answer is C. Okay, we go to the work example 3. Okay, work example 3. Look at the information in the table. Which of the source zones is incorrect? For this one, this is from the purchase ledger control account. The previous one is the sales ledger control account, but this one is purchase ledger control account. Purchase ledger control account have the other name with the creditors control account or trade payable control account. So all the transaction that could increase the trade receivable and also decrease the trade receivable. Increase the trade receivable we put on the credit side, decrease we put on debit side. So we come from the first multiple choice A, bank. He say total check payment to trade payable taken from the debit side of the cash book on the bank column. Is it right? No, it's incorrect. Why? Because payment is on the credit side, not on debit side. So A could be the answer. Okay, let's discuss from the B, discount receipt. We receive discount. This is the source of entry. Total taken from discount column on the credit side of the cash book. Remember, discount receipt is on the credit side, and on the debit side, it's discount allowed. C, purchase return. This is total purchase return from purchase returns journal. And D, refund from trade payable is from cash book or cash or bank column. This is all of the transaction that appear on the purchase ledger control account. So the source, all of this source is come from book of prime. So keep remember from book of prime. So the right answer is A, because this one is incorrect. Okay, we go to the next question. This is work example 4. Sam maintains a control account for his purchase ledger. What is the purpose of this control account? So we must find out which is the correct one. Classify from A to calculate the amount owed to customer. So to calculate amount owed to customer, we can just use purchase ledger. No need for control account. So A is not correct. We go to the B. To calculate the total purchases. It is right, but it's more similar to the purchase ledger, not specific to the control account. So not right. Okay, we go to the C to check the accuracy of the purchase ledger. So it is the purpose of our control account for purchase ledger, just to make sure that the total of purchase ledger it is correct. So that's the reason why the people who calculate the purchase ledger should be the different with the people who calculate the purchase ledger control account, just to make sure whether it will make the right entry, to make sure that it is the accuracy or not. And D, to make the trial balance of the purchase ledger now. So the right answer is C. Okay, that's for work example 4. We come to the work example 5. Okay, this one is more like calculation, so be more concentrate. He say, at the start of financial years, Jason has creditors of 1,000. He paid by check 30,000 to them during the year. Jason's total credit purchase for the year was 50,000. What was his balance at the end of year? So keep in mind, this is creditors and credit purchase. So it do have relation to our purchase ledger control account. Keep in mind, Purchase ledger control account have the same name with the creditors control account or trade payable control account. They are all the same, just different name. Okay, purchase ledger control account is increased on the credit side, decrease on debit side. And he say he has like the creditors 1,000. So the bulk BD we put on the credit side 10,000. It is 10,000. Okay. And then he pay by check 30,000 to them during the year. He pay all the day. We pay all the day. We pay the day we put on debit side because it is decrease our purchase ledger control account. This is the total. And then he said the total credit purchase. So purchase increase our trade payable. Increase our trade payable we put on credit side. So we write purchases 50,000. And then after this, is that all? Yes, is that all? Now it's time to calculate the bulk BD and bulk CD. So we calculate all the debit and all the credit. The big number we put both of them the same number. On the credit side 60,000 and on the debit side 16,000. And then the difference is on the debit side. How much is the difference? Yes, it is 30,000. Why? Because 16,000 minus 30,000 is equal to the 30,000. The bulk CD is on the debit side. Okay, and debit side we put bulk BD also on the credit side 30,000. So the answer is A, $30,000. So that's for the question. We come for this is the last question. So I don't put all of the question. I just give the figure. So the question is like this. This is put the figure. We must find out whether what we should write on the first one, second one, and third one. So these three questions, one figure contain of three questions. So this is a big number, okay? So in here, it mentioned that the bulk BD is 60,000. Is on debit side and also on the credit side, bank and discount alone. So keep in mind, if the balance is on the debit side, that could be trade receivable, right? Trade receivable that could be have relation to the sales ledger control account. So this is the ledger of sales ledger control account. If you don't find sales ledger control account, so find the similar name. What is the similar name? Yes, the similar name is debtor or debitors control account or trade receivable control account. They're all the same. Okay, next we must find out what transaction that can increase our sales ledger control account. So all transactions that can increase we put in here. That could be credit sales, that could be cash refund. Cash refund increase our sales ledger control account, increase our trade receivable, increase our debtors control account. And then we go to the third question. This is the third number. In here we just find out the bulk CD. Very easy because I already put the number, the total of them. And in here is this is 460,000. 460,000 on debit on both sides. In here we must find out the bulk CD. The bulk CD is the difference. So 460,000 minus 400,000 minus 2,000 equal, yes, equal 58,000. So 58,000, the bulk CD is on the credit side. It is the same meaning with the bulk BD. We write here 58,000. So the answer is 58,000. I think that's for the question. This type of question have three questions. So very careful with this question. Okay, I think that's the end of today. So if you do have any question, you can directly ask through our Google Classroom. So we hope to see you at the next meeting. Good luck with your quiz and bye-bye.